Good morning, everybody. Thank you again for coming to class today. You are going to want a strap and a block near you. We are going to start laying down, but just have those within reach. And then come on down to the floor. Maybe keep your feet on the floor and your knees bent just for now. And once you've gotten down on the floor, just feel your feet and maybe just rock the knees a little bit side to side. Just kind of check in where the sacrum is and see if you can find the middle space of the sacrum where you are not overly tilting nor are you flattening the back. But you're just finding that center line of the sacrum where nothing feels particularly strained. The shoulders are soft to the floor. Your hands are either resting on your belly or down at your sides. And take a nice deep breath in and exhale it out. Start to tap into your breath, noticing how it feels this morning. Lots and lots of things going on out there. But here we are on our mats. We can let all of that go for a moment or maybe for an hour as we bring ourselves to the present moment on our mats, wherever we are. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Good. Just two more like that. Really staying with your breath. And then draw your right knee to your chest. So last class, we were not able to record, but we worked with the outer hip a bit. We're going to do a little more of that today. Take your hands behind your right knee and just draw your right knee to your chest. Feel a slight tone in the low belly, just above the pubic bone. Draw the pelvis back to neutral. So try not to flatten your back, which means maybe your knee isn't coming up as far. And then straighten the left leg. Relax your left leg, relax your left foot. Keep the pelvis somewhat neutral and just feel whatever stretch you may or may not feel. As we stretch the front hip flexor on the left side and maybe a little bit into the left thigh, we just kind of check out what's happening here. And then push the right knee away from you so that the arms straighten. But again, don't overdo. We've got a whole hour plus to work here. So just draw the knee away from you. Start to flex the left foot. Start to energize the left side. Start to engage the left glute muscle. Still pushing the right knee away from you. Maybe lift the left leg up an inch or two. Try to stay at the center line of the sacrum, keeping a little bit of space behind the lower back. And then take the left leg up to the ceiling. Switch hands. Take the hands behind your left leg. Bend the left knee to your chest. Straighten the right leg nice and long. Just bring that left knee in. Check out what happens to your back. If you bring it up too tight, find a neutral spine. Relax both legs, right? Just relax, feel if there's a difference on one side or the other. And then start to flex the right foot. Start to engage the right leg, engage the right glute. Push the left leg away from you while still hanging on. Lift the right leg a couple of inches off the floor. Breathe. Try to soften the shoulders. Feel that energy, engage that right side, everybody, and then lift the right leg up to the ceiling. Bend both knees, take both knees to chest, round the back, and release, let go. Grab your strap. Take the strap around your right foot, take the right leg straight up to the ceiling. So when we think about the outer thigh and the outer hip, right, tensor fascia lata, also known as the dancer muscle, just to the outer side or the lateral side of the hip, and then that muscle feathering into the iliotibial band, this thick and long tendon that goes from the hip all the way down to the knee. And so sometimes when we think of knee issues, especially when the outside leg is tight, we can trace it back all the way back to a tight iliotibial band into the hip, into the TFL. So here we are, right leg straight up, tone through the belly, find a neutral spine. Keep your left foot on the floor, take your right leg out to the right. Keep your left hip on the down on the floor. Flex your right foot. You can play here a little bit, just feel the stretch, but notice if that left side is starting to lift off the floor. Try to keep it down and even take your left knee out to the left a little bit as a counterbalance. See if you can find a neutral pelvis, a little bit of space behind your lower back, getting a nice long stretch in that whole inner thigh. Whew, no kidding. You may feel that go all the way down into the inner knee. Breathe. And then inhale, take the legs up, take the strap in your left hand, crisscross your thighs. Woo! And feel the stretch happening on that outer right thigh, hip, glute. They're all tied in together. We know this already. We know the muscles all work together, the tendons, the fascia. Woo! So as my right leg is over to the right, the left knee is heading over to, I'm sorry, as my right leg is over to the left, my left knee is over toward the right. So it's as if I'm going to cross legs. And then bend your right knee and straighten it, keeping it trained over to the left and straighten. Couple more. That's it. Straighten. You might feel some movement through this whole right side hip. One more time, just straighten it. And then bend the knee, release your strap. Both knees come to chest. The knees are crisscrossed. Whew, stretch that baby out. And release, left foot to the floor, right foot to the floor, straighten both legs. Just shake that out a little bit, maybe a little windshield wiper of the feet. Both feet back to the floor. Take the strap in around your left foot. Find your breath here. Keep your right foot on the floor. Breathe, nice length through that left leg, and then take the left leg out to the side. Breathe. The right knee goes out toward the right a little bit, keeping the right hip down on the floor. Take some discipline here to do that because it's really easy to lift up that right side to take the left leg lower. But there's really no need to. If you feel a stretch in the inner left leg, you're doing what you should be doing, right? Ooh, good. Just breathe here, everybody. Try to soften what you can when we use the strap. Sometimes that upper body can get really tight. So just stretch here, relax. And then inhale, crisscross the thighs, grab the strap woo, with your right hand and bring the leg across. Your right leg is heading to the left, your left leg is heading to the right. You'll know you're doing it. You're going to feel a stretch along that whole left outer hip. can be pretty intense. And a lot of times we'll straighten the opposite leg and bring the leg all the way across, and we actually will lose some of the stretch when we do that. Try to relax the hip and then bend and straighten maybe 5 times here. Just bend and straighten. Good. Couple more. Breathe. And then bend that knee. You can take the strap off, crisscross those knees, bring them both to your chest. Feel that stretch at the outer hip into the glutes. And then release both legs, straighten both legs. Go ahead and windshield wiper a little bit. Just notice any difference there. And breathe. Bend both knees, both feet on the floor. You're going to take your block. If you can, you're going to grab your block under your right knee and hang on to it. If you cannot hold on to it, if your knee won't allow it, just don't worry about that. Keep straight in your left leg if you can. The block should be held pretty easily. And then take the block out to the right and across to the left. You can lift up here if you want. It's like a little metronome. You're taking it out to one side and then across the body. Don't go super deep here. Again, getting that hip warmed up, but also activating the hamstring because we're hanging onto the block. Again, it's all connected. And then take that knee back and circle the knee. Just circle one direction. If you happen to get a little like a popping thing, change direction or just don't do that direction. Good. But everybody change direction and breathe. And then bring the right knee to stillness. Hang on to it. Squeeze your belly. Maybe lift the left leg a little bit. So grabbing that core again. You know, we always got to do a little bit of core. Squeeze your block. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Both knees to chest. Grab your block. Switch sides. Take the block underneath your left knee. Straighten the right leg long. Hold it right here. Nice little squeeze of the block. Hopefully that feels okay for you. And then do that little metronome thing again. Take it out, bring it across. Little mini twist here as the leg comes across. Don't go super deep. And breathe. Couple more. This feels kind of good. I don't know if it does for you, but it just feels kind of nice. I don't know why. And then bring the knee back, but start to do circles just on that side, right? As the knee goes out, we stretch through the inner thigh. As the knee comes up and across, we'll stretch the outer thigh. And then switch directions. And last one, bring that knee to center, give it a good squeeze. Bring the, lift your right leg just an inch or two. Feel the work here happening. Woo! Breathe, upper body is as relaxed as it can be, given that we are working with our core. And then bring both knees to chest, grab your block, take that out, straighten both legs. Open both legs wide, so wide leg pose here. Keep a control on that. And then cross your knees, left over right, bend both knees to chest. Release, take them up, take them wide. Cross your right over your left, bring both knees to chest. Woo! And release both feet to the floor and then straighten both legs. Just a little momentary break here. Maybe windshield wiper your legs. Good. Put feet on the floor. Last one here. Take the left leg up. Externally rotate the leg. Level out your pelvis. And then come to a figure four. Right? Pretty easy for most people. If you can, bring the knees a little bit closer to the body, but again, keep that neutral pelvis. If your foot needs to stay on the floor because of a hip issue or tightness, leave it there. You can do the same thing. So, bringing the knees just a little closer, not all the way to chest. Take your left hand to the inside of your left knee and push your left knee into your hand, but don't let it move. Little bit of isometric work here. It is so awesome for the muscles. So we're not only stretching that hip, but we're also engaging it. Breathe and then just release. Maybe bring the knees in a little bit closer and then come back to neutral pelvis, neutral spine, left hand to left inner knee. Push your knee into your hand. Don't overdo it, right? I know I got my type A's out there. So just kind of chill a little bit. Don't overdo. Release, knees closer to chest. Last one. Left hand to left inner knee, push the knee in, right? What else is working? That right leg is also working to keep us here. And then bring the knees in closer and release. Whew. Good. Right leg straight up, external rotation of the hip, and then ankle to left knee. Draw the knees up if you want. So remember, if your foot is on the floor, you can do the same thing. But breathe here. Just feel the stretch to start, and then right hand to inner right knee. Press the right knee into your hand and resist that. Deep breath. Let everything else be soft. Don't tighten the jaw. Breathe. Maybe smile just a moment. And then release. Maybe the knees come in closer. And then walk the knee away again. Push the knee into the hand. Hold it here for a moment. Big deep breath. And bring it in. Woo. And out. I always know which hip is tighter. And last one, pushing right knee into right hand. Isometric work here. You know, I love doing isometric work. Breathe. And release knee to chest. Release both legs. Allow the knees to roll over to one side. And come on up to a seat. Well done, everybody. Woo, straighten out those legs. Give me a nice solid Dandasana. Hands down to your sides, shoulders back, chest lifted, feet flexed, quadriceps engaged. And release, shake that out. Your block can go back toward the front of your mat. You won't need that right now. Bend your, I'll mirror here, bend your left knee and step over. So again, here with this stretch of the outer hip, outer thigh, thinking of tensor fascia lata, the glute muscles that feather into that, the iliotibial band that spans the entire outer length of your thigh, right, can really get some things going. If you can, the bottom leg will also bend. So we're coming into a little bit of a, normally this would be a seated twist. If your bottom leg doesn't do that, keep it straight. Again, can do the same thing. This time, your left hand is going to go to the outer left knee, and you're going to push that knee in towards center, but resist. Whew. Yeah, no kidding, right? Breathe, 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 resist, and then just let it go. Maybe let it drop a little bit. Foot back to the floor, the knee comes to center. I'm going to push that knee into center, but I'm going to resist with my hand. Find your breath. You may be feeling this. Whew. And just release. We got one more on this side. Press in, resist. So I'm pushing my hand in, but I'm pushing my knee back out. Good. Keep the upper body nice and tall. And release. And then just take that knee up. Wrap your other arm around the knee. So if that's my left knee, which it isn't, but if it was, it'd be my right arm. Lift up nice and tall. Come on to a twist, everybody. Woo! Sorry. There's a little worm in my room. Where did he come from? Breathe. Ah. Deep breath. And then release. Lean to one side. Undo your bottom leg if that happened to be bent. Straighten your other leg. Shake that baby out. And then take the heels of both hands to the outer legs and just give it a nice rub from hip to knee. If you weren't sure where your ITB, your iliotibial bands are, you will after you do that. All right, same thing, other side. You're going to bend and step over your right foot. If you can, bend the bottom leg also. And if you can't, truly, honestly, you can do the same thing. Same. One of my friends wrote same on an email this morning and it stuck. All right, sitting tall, trying to find those sit bones. The right hand goes to the outer right knee, the upper body nice and tall, and give it a good push. And breathe. I don't know if anybody can see this freaky little worm crawling up my wall. It's like it's not really I don't know what it is. It's kind of like a centipede. Now you're all going to go, what? Sorry, I shouldn't have drew attention to it. Lordy. And release. Whew. What happens when you live up in the woods? All right, push, breathe, and release. And last one, give it a good push, everybody. Keep the body nice and tall, pushing that knee into the hand into the knee, engaging this outer hip. And release. Whew, good job, everyone. And then take the opposite hand, wrap it around that knee, lift up tall with your inhale, and twist with your exhale. Trying to settle the sit bones right down so that it feels kind of even, feeling that stretch in the outer hip. Deep breath and release. Well done. Undo those legs, shake them out, windshield wiper. Just give them a good pat, a good shuffle. And let's release. Come on to table pose. Have your blocks near the front of your mat. Again, we don't need them just yet, but have them where you can get to them in a little bit. Table pose, nice neutral spine. Make sure your knees are protected, a blanket under the knees if you need it. And then press the right leg straight back. Come to your tippy toes and then press the heel back. Just a couple of those. Good. And then neutral, lift the leg, engage that glute, everybody. Breathe, bend the knee, maybe lift that knee a little bit, and then take it out to the side and give me a nice big circle. Big as you can for you, for your hip. Nice big circle. That's it. And then drop the knee toward the other knee and take it straight out to the side. Just 5. You might be feeling that outer hip. 4, whew, and 5. Press it straight back. Turn the toes out. Slide the leg across an imaginary table. Set that leg down. While you're here, precursor to gate pose, left hand stays down, your left knee is down, your right arm goes up. Come into a little twist here. This is a sweet twist, I think. It's not real hard unless you can't be on your knee. It feels good. You can expand out shoulder to shoulder. Exhale, hand comes down. Listen up. You're going to lift that leg. You're going to take it all the way across to the other side. Plant your toes and then look back. Stretching the whole right side of the body. Getting that nice little stretch. And then take that leg up, really sit. Maybe sit back on those toes for a second, stretch out your upper body, and come on up. Good. I think I need to turn around for my little gate pose there. Stretching the left leg back, tone in through the belly, lift that leg, find your breath, bend the knee, maybe lift the knee a little bit, getting the glutes active. That's it. And then let's do some knee circles on that side. Right. This might be just knee circles, but if you think about it and think about all of the hip muscles that have to work to do that, and then drop your knee and press it out. If you pause, you feel those hip muscles working. And to squeeze it out, two more, four, and five. Good. Extend it out. Turn the toes out. Reach across that table. Drop the foot. Your knee lines up with your foot. Breathe while you're here. Same side hand stays down. And the left arm reaches up. Deep, deep breath. You got it. Exhale, that hand comes down. See if you can lift the leg, take it up, over, and all the way across. Landing on those toes, looking back. Nice stretch here. Lift and release. And maybe child's pose or something that feels good to you. I'm going to turn myself around again and breathe. Last one here, coming back up to table. You can come down to your elbows if your wrists are chatty. Some of it won't work on elbows though. Press the right leg back again, tone through the belly, lift the leg. Turn the toes out, find that table, slide the leg across it, and then drop that foot. This time, walk the hands up, checking your left knee to left hip, right? The one that's on the floor. And just try to make sure you've got some nice alignment there so the knee, hip are supported. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, right hand down the right leg, and the left side stretches as that arm comes up and over. Big deep breath. And then inhale both arms up. Take the left hand to that left outer hip and slide it. Press in as the right arm goes over. Good. Breathe. You might feel a little bit of that TFL working, that tensor fascia lata working here. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor, back underneath your shoulders. Lift the leg, take it back, hold, and extend left arm, balancing table. Big deep breath, everybody. Let the hand come down, let the knee come down, flip your toes under, and give me a nice downward facing dog. Stretching all that out. Good, big deep breath. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, lower those knees. And let's switch sides. Hopefully you don't have to do the flip overs every time. You're back at table pose. Left leg goes back, the leg lifts, the hip activates. Good. Turn the toes out, slide it across the table. Lower that foot, that imaginary table. And then walk your hands back. Take your hands to your hips, your right knee, right hip lining up, your left foot coming out from your left hip. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, left hand goes down, right arm goes over. And just see, can you tap into the right side? What is stretching? Is it closer to the hip? Is it closer to the ribs, the armpit? Where do you feel this nice little stretch? Inhale, both arms up. Your right hand goes to that outer hip. I push that hip in as I extend the left arm over, planting the left foot, reaching with the left arm. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down to the floor. As you tone the belly, lift the leg, take the leg straight back. Extend out through the right arm, balancing table. Yep, you got it. And lower both knee and hand and come to down dog. Shake that out, everybody. Take your feet wide on your mat. Walk the hands back. Pause here, soft back of your knees. Let the head hang. See if you can lengthen the front of your chest and decrease the upper back rounding here in your forward fold. Bend both knees, sit way back in your chair, hands come to your knees, look up as you stand up. And shake out. Good job, everybody. Rub those hands, shake them out a little bit. Come back to the front of your mat and go ahead and put your blocks in place if you have them, if you use them, and stand in mountain pose. Mountain pose, just breathe. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart, come into a squat. If you can, elbows to knees. If you can, if that's too low for you, stay taller. Now, take a look at your feet and isometrically pull them apart. You're going to feel your hips, my darlings, right? No kidding. Outer hips having to work here, pressing the mat away from the feet, trying to stretch it out. Nice tone to the belly. Make sure you're not just dumping into your lower back. Push the feet out and breathe. Good. From here, take your hands to your blocks and step back right leg. Finding a nice easy lunge, you can take your right knee down or leave it up. Your right hand's going to stay on your block. Your left hand's going to go to the outer knee, okay? And you're going to press your knee into your hand, gentle. Don't go crazy. Don't go like hard here. Maybe 30%, maybe 40, but feel the outer hip working. Find your breath. And then take the same left hand to your left knee, push up, raising the right arm, left hand stays on the knee, stretching out through the front of that right hip. Press through the right foot, lots of energy there. Take the left arm up. Deep breath. Exhale, hands slowly down to your blocks. Push off, step forward. Bend the knees and take the arms up. Exhale to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squat. If you can, elbows to knees, and then try to push those feet apart, especially at the heels. And breathe. Belly is toned. You're sitting back at that chair. Hands come to the block. Step back, left leg. Your left knee is up or down. Either one is awesome. Right hand to right outer knee. Push the knee into the knee into the hand into the knee, while keeping the left leg engaged. I was trying to process both of those thoughts at the same time. Just breathe. Take the same right hand to the top of your knee. Engage that belly. Lift your left arm up. Hold. Feel the line from the foot to the fingertips. And then take the right arm up as well. Find your breath. Exhale, slow, slow, slow. Hands come to your blocks. Push off, step forward. Bend both knees. Inhale, take it up, everybody. Exhale to your heart. Good. Your feet are hips width apart. For my knee people out there, my folks out there that got some knee stuff, I want you to just proceed with some caution. So we're here in mountain pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Come on down to a squat. Now, one, you're here. This is just a variation of chair pose. Or two, take your hands to your blocks, come up on your tippy toes and come into a squat. We did this last class, right? We really working with the knees, the hips, and then press your hands into your blocks, lift up, sit back, come back to your heart, and everybody stand up. Two more, just like that. Exhale, squat. Hands down, maybe tippy toes. Come on down and come into just a little squat here. And then push up. Hands come back to your heart. Take it all the way up. Good. Last one. Exhale, squat. Remember chair pose. Beautiful option here. Breathe. Hands to blocks, tippy toes. Come on down. And straighten. And take it up. And exhale. Let those hands go. Feel your legs. Strong, strong legs. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, squat, everybody. Whew. Breathe. Hands to your block. Step back, right leg. Find your lunge. Drop the back foot to the side position. Think warrior two. Left hand to left knee. Come on up. Warrior two. Take your back hand to your hip and then squeeze the hip. You're going to feel that activity in the back glute. Take your front hand to the outside thigh. Oh. And push your thigh into your hand into your thigh. Nothing's moving, but we're going to work it. Whew. Breathe. Take the same front hand to the inner thigh. Try going the other way, pushing that thigh into your hand. Hand is resisting. Breathe. Take the same hand to the top of the thigh. Straighten the leg. Watch the knee. Slide down. Maybe you go partway, halfway, maybe closer to the feet. Feel your triangle shape. Maybe extend the top arm up. Smile. Breathe. Take the top hand back to your hip. Bend your front knee. Come on up. Reverse warrior. Breathe. Notice your front knee. Did it curl into the middle? Can you keep the outer hip, outer glute active? And then cartwheel. Take it down. Straighten your front leg, or sorry, straighten your back foot and step forward. Bend both knees. Take it all the way up. Exhale to your heart. Release the hands, shake it out. All right, second side, lift up. Exhale, forward fold take it back up. Exhale, squat. Whew. Breathe, and then take those hands to your block. Step back, left leg. First, find that lunge, that distance. And then turn your back foot to the side position. Check your right knee. Make sure it's in good alignment. Right hand to right knee. Come on up, warrior two. And breathe. Take your back hand to your back hip. Front hand to front thigh or to outer thigh. And then just push that leg into your hand into your foot. Back leg is also active, right? Back glute is also active. And then switch, take that front hand to the inner thigh. Push that inner thigh into the hand, but don't let it move. You got it. Release that front hand to top of thigh, straighten the leg. Notice how that feels. Start to slide down. Keep the torso in that same general plane. And then maybe take the top arm up. Triangle pose. And breathe. Take that top hand back to your hip. Bend your front knee. Slide it up. Reverse warrior. And breathe. And release. Cartwheel. Hands to your blocks. Turn your back foot. Push off. Step forward. Bend both knees. Take it all the way up. Exhale to your heart. And shake that out, everybody. Shake, shake. Grab your blocks. You really only need one, but you can grab both if you need them. Take them to the front of your mat. It doesn't have to be long ways. Whew. Good. Maybe take them up high to start. And then stand in mountain pose. And just feel your body, feel your legs, feel your hips. You're going to step your right leg in front of and across your left. Let me move the block so you can see what I'm doing. So you've just crossed your knees. Now your back leg, which is your left leg, I want you to bend that knee into the back of the other knee. So both knees have a bend to them. Deep hinge from your hips, deep, and then take your hands to your blocks. You'll know here if you need those blocks to be up high, if you can do medium. I like medium. I can go lower, but I like the medium setting. Both knees are bent. Your back knee is pressing into your front knee a little bit. The hips are nice and long. The torso is long. Now, your back leg, which is your left leg, lean to that left side. Both feet stay on the floor. Don't let the back foot lift off the floor. Breathe. Stretching that hip, stretching that IT band, tensor fascia lata. And come on back to center. Bend both of your knees, undo your feet. Forward fold. Bend both knees, sit back in those hips, take it all the way up. Exhale to your heart. Same thing, other side. It's a really nice stretch, but it's again one of those you don't want to overdo. You're not looking for the nth degree of your stretch. You're looking for a stretch, right? All right, so same thing, other side for you. Your left foot steps in front of your right. Your back knee bends so that you make sure you don't hyperextend the back knee. Deep hinge from your hips. The hands come down to your blocks. Adjust your blocks as you see fit, high, medium, low. Soften the upper body and just hang out here for a second and see how this feels for you. What's happening in your hip? When you're ready, you're going to lean toward your right or whichever that back foot hip is. You're leaning into that hip. Soften the upper body. Maybe smile. Smile tells your body that it is safe. You're not overdoing. You're not doing something that's causing harm. And then take it back to center. Bend your knees, undo your feet, bend both knees, and inhale, reach up all the way. Exhale, release. Grab one block. Take that block between your thighs. Oh, yeah. Give that block a good squeeze. That should feel good. And even this, right? So as we squeeze the block, you feel the glutes, the active here. It should feel really nice. If it doesn't, don't squeeze so hard. Squeeze less and breathe. Ay, ay, ay. Nice job. Release that block. Set it down at the sides. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Well, first, sorry, take the feet slightly wider, just slightly. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squat or elbows to knees and breathe. One, you're here, you're going to push those feet apart. Two, you're going to take the elbows inside your knees and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Yep, resist, of course. Whew. And breathe. And then release that. The elbows outside the knees. Go again. Squeeze. Press the knees into your elbows. Your elbows resisting. And then release your hands to your blocks and straighten those legs. And wherever you are, just go wide. Take those legs wide. Let's get a little bit of a break here. The hips and ankles are lined up. Your feet are flat. Your hands are on your blocks or on the floor. And then press your hands into your blocks. Turn the toes out just a little bit and bend your right knee. You can walk those blocks over toward the right. Keep the hips trained back. Both feet are flat on the floor. Come to center and then go to the other side. Bend your left knee. Sit back. Breathe. Back to center. And then heel toe in or step those feet back to hips width. Bend your knees. Come on up, everybody. Exhale your hands to your heart. Let the hands go. Maybe close the eyes. Maybe roll the shoulders. And then a little bit of balance work here. So you may want to be near a wall. Up to you. If you would like a wall as a little safety net here, it's always a nice thing. But we're going to start, sorry, move my blocks out of the way. We're going to start relatively simple. So again, tapping into this hip muscle, tensor fascia lata, which is known as the dancer muscle. If you look at ballet dancers, or any kind of more athletic dancing, you'll see that gorgeous big kind of bulky little round ball there. That is their tensor fascia lata compared to ours. But take your right leg and just step it out to the side. Find your balance on the left leg, soften that right or that left knee, and then just lift. Now, two things happening, right? Maybe you got a finger on the wall. Not only is this engaged, if you put your hand there, you can feel that. But what's happening to the standing leg is that is also working to keep you from tumbling over. Just feel that, okay? Balance work. And then let go, shake that out. Same thing, other side. This is just an awareness thing. Even if you go here and then engage like you're going to lift, you'll feel that and this. So shifting into the standing leg, see if you can lift. Keep your toes pointing forward, by the way. Whew. And feel that TFL, that muscle. And release, shake that out. Whew. Grab one block, take it to the outside of your left foot. Block is going to be optional, right? For me, in my brain anyway, one of the quintessential poses for the hips, balance wise, is eagle pose. Again, I love a wall for this pose. I won't use one, but feel free to come to your wall, hands to the wall. And then as we play, you're going to use the wall for your balance. The other thing I like about eagle and a block, which I'll demo here, is when you bend both knees, right? We've been talking about that all class. And you step over, the back knee bends, presses toward the front knee, whoop, and your foot can just rest on that block. And that is your eagle pose. It's a good one. I like this a lot, right? And then you can play with the arms. So that's option number one. Option number two is again, and I'm on the cushy rug here, so we'll see how this one goes. You're going to bend that left leg if it's yours. Either take the foot to the outside shin or go ahead and wrap it around. Arms out. And breathe. Come on, baby. Whichever leg is on top, take that arm underneath. Maybe you come to eagle arms. And breathe. I don't know. Please don't watch me because you will not stay in your pose and come on out. When I'm in this room with this carpet, balance is way more challenging, right? So if I were not trying to make it work, I could just do that, right? I could just do that. Just use a wall, use your arms. So you know what I'm saying. All right, shake that out. Maybe bring the block to the other side. Stand tall. Cross your left or in front of your right. Right away, bend that back knee. See if you can hook if you want, right? If not, don't worry about it. Pick one of the other options. Whichever leg is on top, other arm goes on that arm goes on the bottom. I love the humility of being a teacher. Oh, you do it. I'm gonna watch now. Here we go. And breathe. Only down here. Only down here. Okay. Undo it, everybody. Shake it out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, soft knees. Forward fold, everybody. Shake it out. Let it go. Stretch out those hips, hamstrings, upper body. Hands to knees. Go ahead and sit back. And come on up. Good. We're going to come back down to the floor. Have your blocks where you can get to them. And then come to the front of your mat. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back, downward facing dog. Spread the fingers, engage that upper body. Feel the beauty of this pose, the length. Imagine trying to pull the feet apart here. And then imagine squeezing a block instead. What does that do to the hips? Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, lower those knees to the floor. Come on back, either child's pose or hero pose. Allow yourself to rest. And then come on up and release and have a seat. Just crisscross the legs for now. Find your breath. Have your blocks where you can reach them in case. So fire log pose, not one we do very often, very accessible for some, not so much for others. And it really is, if my forearms were shins, what we're attempting to do with these lower legs is just stack them kind of one on top of the other, ankle to opposite knee. And so, an easy way to play with this is to walk back or lean back and then just walk one ankle more to the other side, release the other one, and see if you can go ankle to knee. And you can see even here today, I have a bit of space here between my knee and my foot. Um, that's where the blocks come in. So I would take a block under that knee because I don't want it just hanging in space. The other option, well, lots of options, is to take a block under this knee or to just don't go knee to ankle and separate a little bit and see if you can find a happy place for fire log. The other thing I have seen is just to crisscross but go more narrow, and it starts to look a little cow facey kind of in between those two poses. So you decide what feels best in your body. There should be no strain. I got a whole bunch of, so my left knee is down, or my left leg is down. If I'm mirroring, it would be the right. And where I feel the stretch is in that right hip. If it is too much, please come off of that. Never, ever, ever sit in pain, or if your body's little alert system is going off, that is telling you to make a different choice. Okay. All right. Breathe. Just fire log pose. Now, other option, of course, would be cow face. For some, that is more accessible than this one, which means your top knee would cross your bottom knee and the feet would be out to either side. Deep breath. And then lean back. Extend both legs straight. Flex the feet. Switching sides, leaning back. Other leg at the bottom and top. So again, for me, it's my right leg on the bottom. For you, if you are following my mirror, it would be your left leg underneath. Not so much space on this side. So I don't think I'm going to cushion it. I'm just going to see how it feels. And taking a nice deep breath, right? We honor our bodies where they are in the moment. Breathe. And then lean back, undo, straighten. Ooh. Take your right leg, I'm mirroring here, cross it above your left knee, come into a seated figure four, and just rock a little. A lot of stuff for the hips today, I know. Toby, I'm sorry. Rock it out. Release that side switch. Even though figure four is a hip stretch, it usually feels really good compared to a lot of the other ones, especially cow face or fire log. And release it. Good. You're going to come down to your side. If you would like your blanket or a block under your head, feel free to do that. So I'm laying on my right side at the moment. Just going to come on down. Both knees are bent. Take the top leg and straighten it. Toes point down. I want you to lift until you feel that engagement. Just one more time. Belly is toned. The hips are stacked. Find your breath. And then slide the leg along that imaginary table again. Drop the foot down to the floor. Straighten your bottom leg. Big deep breath. Now, one, you're here. Two, different from last class, we're going to slide the shoulder out and come into a little bit of a twist by opening up our chest toward the ceiling. This may be fine for some. For others, you're not going to love this one. So you're going to stay with your body at the side body instead. Some of you can grab your little tootsie here and hang on. Nice deep breath. If you have chosen to go into a twist, undo your twist. Come back to the side body, bend your bottom leg, and then just bend your top leg and let that shake out. Good. I'm going to turn over again because the wall's too close. Turn on to your other side. Both knees are bent. Straighten the top leg, turn the toes down, and just lift, right? Feel that. That is what we've been doing, talking about all class. So we have this ITB, this iliotibial band that feathers up into the glute and into the hip and into the pelvis, right? And it takes that tensor fascia lata. And this is what the TFL does. It moves that leg away, it abducts the leg. It does a whole bunch of stuff, but that's one of its functions. And so there we feel it kind of the most. And then slide that leg forward, drop it down to the floor, let it relax, straighten the bottom leg, chill out here. I like this one again. It just feels kind of nice. Deep breath. And only if you want, let's open into a twist. Don't overdo it. Maybe you find your little toe there. Stretching this whole hip complex. Nice deep breath, everyone. If you happen to be in that twist, undo that first. Bend the bottom leg, bend the top leg, whew, releasing it, and then come on to your back. That should feel good after all that work. Draw both knees to your chest. Just straighten one leg, just stretch. And then release, switch, and straighten the other. And release both feet to the floor. Here's your option. We're going to move to Shavasana. And I invite you to take both of your blocks and do the first part of your Shavasana as a supine Baddha Konasana. So the soles of the feet go together, the knees go out to the side, but it is supported supported. If you don't have blocks and cannot support this, please just straighten the legs because we want to rest what we've just done, both the inner thighs and the outer hips and thighs. We want those to rest, right? To restore, to relax. So, using your blocks at any height that feel even that surprisingly feels really good. Um, do that and then settle yourself down. I'm going to leave them. That feels really nice. Um, settle down into your mat. The shoulders are soft. The back of the neck is long. Arms are down at your sides. Palms are face up. Your legs fully and completely supported by your blocks and by your pose. You start to let go. We come back to the beginning, right? That centering on the mat where all we had to do was breathe. We let our bodies start to settle. We feel the belly rise and fall. Deep breath in and deep breath out. So if you are in Baddha Konasana, you can either stay here or begin to straighten the legs, maybe take those blocks and just push them underneath your thighs and allow the legs to straighten over those blocks. That feels really nice. Softening, feeling your jaw soft, your belly, your body. And go softer still. Your legs are still in Baddha Konasana. Go ahead and straighten them. And for everyone else, start to wiggle your toes. Maybe circle those ankles. And before you bend the knees, just give your hips, glutes a big squeeze, everything back to center. And let that go. And then bend the knees. Allow your feet to come to the floor. Feel that. Feel your pelvis, your low back. Drawing those knees to your chest. And rocking side to side, allowing those knees to roll over to one side, curling all the way over. And then very gently pressing up. Finding just an easy seated pose. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Bow and say a moment of prayer or grace for those working through this last hurricane, still struggling. Hold them in your light, hold them in your love. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody.
Namaste.
Mm.